given an Excel workbook, and the Excel workbook has multiple sheets which every team will use during the different phases of the uh, simulation. So today we are going to talk about the production phase. So for production phase, typically what you're going to do is you're going to build a lot of movies and also build your marketing strategies. Every corporate company is going to start with a certain amount of cash. Different companies are going to start with different level of cash, and the number in the red is how much cash you're going to start with. We have on the left we have this table. Now this table typically gives you the reference stars that all the movie essentials are going to be rated by. So to make a movie, you need multiple things. For example, you need a script and a director, actresses, so on and so forth. And every category has multiple range of stars. For example, a 3-star actor will cost you 10 lakh as compared to 1-star actor will cost you 4 lakh. So if you decide to build a high budgeted movie, then of course you'll have to probably focus on 3 and 4 stars. If you want to build a low budgeted movie, then you'll focus on 0, 1 or maybe 2 stars. Now let's look at how to work on the sheet. So during your production phase, as an organization, you can build how many ever movies you like within your money constraint. Every movie that you make, we have provided a template for you. So this is for movie 1, this is for movie 2, movie 3, so on and so forth. So every movie you make, you have to use this template. Remember one important point, please edit the cells only that are marked with blue color. Do not edit any other cell as they are linked to a formula. The cells with blue are only for you to edit. Now let's see how to make a movie. Assume you start with by planning to make a low budgeted movie. So out here we have the script and the director. So in this space or in this cell, what you have to write is you have to choose what star category do you want to hire or do you want to use to make your movie. Because currently I'm looking at to make a low budget movie, so I decide to take a 1-star script and director. So I have to press 1 here and automatically my cost will show. Then what I do is likewise I start punching in and making choices of what type of actor actresses categories that I want to use. So say next I decide to take a 2-star actor, then I decide to take a 1-star actress trying to make a low budget movie, then I decide to take a 1-star side actor. Here is typically the scale or the locations that you are willing to use. So out here I decide to take a not too good location. Then what are product placements? I'm sure all of you would have seen in a lot of movies, you will see different organizations placing their products. So as a company, you can also place products. So what this happens is this affects your star value in a negative way, but however, instead of a cost, you will also make some money. So for example, if you decide to place a -1 product, the star value will reduce by -1. However, you will make 3 lakh rupees. That is savings out here. So say I decide, because a low budget movie, I probably would want to earn some money. So I have placed a product. And then we have VFX or songs. Say I decide to have no songs or VFX at all in my movie. So once you've allocated these numbers, then we'll figure out the star value and the cost of our movie. So currently my first movie has 4-star power or 4-star value and it costs me around 13 lakhs. Also keep a check of this red tab out here. This will tell you how many funds you have left. So we've spent 13 lakhs out of the 1 crore, so we have 87 lakhs remaining. And then I'm sure we could make one more movie. So let's quickly make a movie, and this time I decide to make a high budgeted movie. So I probably take a really good script, a really good actor with me. I'm okay with taking a not so good actress. Let's take good sides actors. For the grandeur, I decide to take a 2-star location. Then because I want to make a high budgeted movie, I wouldn't want to place any products in this. I decide to take a 1-star VFX. So currently I have produced a 13-star movie which has costed me around 46 lakhs, and in all I have around 41 lakhs remaining with me. So probably I could also decide to make a third movie, maybe a medium scaled movie. So let's quickly make a third movie because we have still some funds remaining. So let's take an 1-star script, 2-star actor, 1-star actress. Let's pick 2 stars, side actors, 2-star grandeur location, and yeah. So we made an third movie which is 8-star and it has cost us 24 lakhs, and I decide that I am good to go with 3 movies, but I still have 17 lakhs with me. Now also remember, it's not just enough to produce movies, but it's also important to build marketing strategies. And so probably let's now start investing in some marketing that will help me better my reductions, better my box office collections. So currently we have 4 types of investments that you can do. Okay. So first category is called the additional star category. In this we've got things like email advertising, newspaper flyers, Facebook ads, so on and so forth. Now what this typically means is you can buy multiple of these categories. For example, I can buy 2 email advertising or 3 SMS campaigns, etc. Now what this would do is, because it's called additional star, so how many ever categories you buy, and if you allocate that category to any movie, it will add the star value to the movie. For example, if I buy an email advertising and I assign it to say my movie number 1, then my star rating for that movie from 4, it will add to 5. Why? Because this marketing has helped me enhance the visibility of the movie. So say, assume I decide to buy 1 email advertising and 1 Facebook ad and say 1 TV commercial. So Facebook ads will help me increase my star power by 2. TV commercials will also help me increase my star power by 2. Currently, you need not allocate these advertisement to any particular site later. You can decide later and we'll talk about it later. But you have to just buy this and keep it with you, which you can use during this phase or even keep it with you and use for the future phases. But however, I missed this out. Currently, we cannot buy these because I have already exceeded my budget. So probably I'll have to remove one of them out. So let's assume I remove this. So currently I still have 6,50,000 to spare with. Then I can also start buying these other categories. So what is reroll? Now what reroll typically does is that if you buy any of these categories, assume I buy say a press conference. So this helps me to improve my star value after the movie has released. Meaning, remember I had told you all that we need to roll dice or stars or dices to understand how well the movie has fared. So whenever you've rolled, now with reroll what you can do is you can reroll 2 dice of smaller values of your choice. If I buy this, then I can reroll 3 dice of smaller values of my choice. This can help me enhance my the way the movie has fared. So rerolls can also be a good marketing strategy to have. Now let's look at the third category. The third category is called permanent addition. Now typically what happens is the above 2 categories, if you've used this once, that is gone. However, for this stays with you throughout all your 3 phases. Now permanent addition is all about hiring the right people. So you can hire an ad agency to help you boost your marketing. You can hire an ad guru, etc. However, you can add only one category. For example, I can hire say 1 ad agency. I can hire 1 management trainee, so on and so forth. Now what this does is if I've hired an ad agency, it will add 2 star to any one movie every phase. And if I hire, say, an ad guru, he'll add 3 stars to any one movie every phase. So it's a good strategy to have. However, it costs pretty high. So it's your choice if you want to make that investment. Currently, I don't have the money, so I will not make that investment. Then something we have, and this is probably one of my favorites also, is PR. I'm sure you have heard a lot of controversies around a movie, and some of them is organic. However, most of them is done on purpose. So we've also added this mechanism in our game to make it much more exciting. So you could also, run a PR around your movie. So what you have to do is, again, simply buy some PR. And now what this does is, listen to me carefully. What is going to happen is, during the PR, assume I decide to buy Affair with Co-Star. Now, when I bought a PR, I have to assign this PR to any movie. Now, this can drastically help your movie, or it can go against it, like any other controversy. What will happen is, we will roll 3 white dice and 3 black dice during the box office phase. If the total of white dice is higher than the black dice, that means your PR has gone in your favor, and we will add 2 dice to your movie. However, if it's the other way around, black dice total is more than the white dice total, then the PR has gone against you, and we will reduce 3 dice out of the movie. Yes, it can dramatically affect your box office. So if you use it wisely, it can do wonders for you. And similarly, it's for this. It'll add 3 and remove 4 dice if it goes favor or without favor. So once you've allocated all your resources, I am happy with my allocation, and I still have 3,50,000 to spend. However, I keep this probably for the next round. Once this is done, you're almost done with the production phase, and what you have to now do is quickly go on to your summary sheet, and this will give you a summary of the 3 movies that you've made, the star rating of your movie, and the money that you have spent. However, what you'll have to do is, you'll have to quickly update these tables on what kind of marketing that you have done. So I'll give you a quick example. Say, assume currently what I have done is, I have bought one in email marketing for 3,50,000. So I will punch in 1 and I will write here 3,50,000. And this is what you have to do for everything. Once you have done, your production phase is over, and you need to submit this to us. What I highly recommend is, as a team, get over a video call once you've read these rules, and this will take you around 30 to 40 minutes really to discuss, allocate your monies, figure out, do you want to make one big blockbuster movies, or do you want to make multiple smaller movies. Now we are going to talk about the reference sheet. Now, this reference sheet is an important sheet, and this sheet will really determine the strategies that you are going to devise. This sheet will really help you in creating negotiation benchmarks, etc. Now, as an OTT player or as a television production house, the only difference between both of you all is, for television production house, this is denoted by TRP, right? So both of you all can use this video as a reference point, and I will be using the sheet of OTT players to explain the reference sheet. Now, as OTT players or as television players, you'll have a couple of things that y'all can do. Y'all can buy movies from production houses either for non-exclusive rights or for exclusive rights. Meaning, when you buy a movie for non-exclusive right, it means that the production house is going to release it in the theater, and he's giving you the license to release it on an OTT platform or on the television. For that, of course, the revenue that you are going to earn is going to be lesser as compared to the revenue that you will earn if you buy exclusive right. Exclusive right means the production house will not release it in the theater, but he will give you all the rights of the movie directly to you, and you will exclusively release it on the OTT platform, and such movies will fetch you a much higher amount. However, they'll of course be costlier to buy from a production house. Now, how do you read this table? Remember, during the core mechanics of the game, I had explained you all that every movie has a star power, and based on the star power, we are going to roll the dice. Now, for example, say we had a star power movie which had 8 as its star power. So when we roll 8 dice, assume I got a total of 28, and I had bought the non-exclusive rights of that movie. So the 8 would lie in 26 to 40 range. That means this movie will earn me 22,50,000 as revenue and 45,000 as subscribers. Had I bought exclusive rights, then that movie would have fetched me 54 lakhs as revenue and 1,08,000 as subscribers. So this is the dice range, and the more the dice you have, the more star power you have, the higher your chance of you being able to land higher revenues. Now, all the OTT players and television players, remember, your core strength is not to produce movies, and of course you can produce movies, but your core strength lies in purchasing movies and marketing them well to increase revenue, because your production cost is much higher as compared to the production house, as that is their core business area. So what I would recommend is, during the production phase, if you want, maybe you could produce a movie, but I would advise you all to save your monies for your negotiation phase, so that you all can buy the movies from the production houses. However, it may so happen that during the negotiation phase, you are unable to buy a movie, and because you also have not produced a movie, you have nothing to really release. So in that scenario, we have got another table for you. This is called shows available from other production houses. So the two production houses in your region are not the only production houses that are there. There are a lot more production houses, and they are willing to sell their movies at these price ranges. Meaning, we have a non-exclusive and an exclusive table. So for example, if you've not struck any deal and you decide to buy a non-exclusive movie with a star power of 11, that would cost you around 22 lakhs. And similarly, an exclusive movie with a star power of 11 will cost you 57 lakh. So in case you do not make any deals, this table can be used, and you will be able to purchase how many ever movies you like after negotiation phase is over. So broadly two the rules of both these tables. I'll talk to you about our end game scoring. When the game ends after the third round, there are different criteria of earning points. Okay, so we'll quickly run through. So you will get 1 point per 1 lakh rupees that you have as your cash balance in the end. You get 1 point per 1,000 subscribers, which we will really average out across all rounds. Then you'll get 5 points per movie equal to or more than 5 star which you have produced or bought. You get 2 points per movie which is less than 5 stars. You get 5 additional points for every exclusive movie that you have. And you get 5 points for every movie that you buy from other players. By other players, I mean the teams that are playing in your region. That's all the explanation for our reference sheet. Before I wind up on our tutorial, one piece of advice: you can buy as much as you want in terms of marketing, and this marketing you can use against all the movies that you will buy later on. So you need not use the marketing only for the movies that you produced, but ideally you can invest heavily in your marketing to really pump up your movies. But however, leave enough cash for you to buy or for you to use during your negotiation phase. Typically around 70 to 80% is a good amount to have. So that brings us to the end of our explanation. As a team, you will probably need around 30 to 40 minutes maximum to allocate your resources. So I would suggest that the captain probably arrange a video call with all their teammates, and then together you all can, over a video call, allocate your resources, plan your production for your production phase. Once you've done that, you need to submit this sheet to our team, and the dates and the timing for the submission have been given to you on the Word doc. So make sure that you adhere to that. Thank you and all the best.